or 3. Happy Star Trek Tuesday, everybody. It's going to be a great day. It already is a great day, and it's going to get even better. It's time for the main viewer, your one-stop shopping for Star Trek and related to Star Trek news. What do you think? Is that a good motto?
This is really good.
Sure.
We have so much to talk about, everybody. Lots to discuss. Obviously, Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg had an event last night in New York City. We'll hear about that in a moment, including from somebody that may have actually been at this event. That'll be a nice boost on the ground information. We've also got a lot going on Twitter, aka X. There's a lot of Star Trek stuff going on there. There was a special birthday. The Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room is having fun. There's more conversation about Star Trek Picard happening. That's something we're never going to let go. We're all just going to keep talking about Star Trek Picard, I think, because those articles just keep coming. A little bit of questioning about Roe Laren. Roe Laren? Yep. What else do we have? Jonathan Frakes says some things. T'Pol is also in the news. If you remember good old T'Pol, our good friend, and lots of other stuff like that. So, we're also going to fill out the rest of the Golden Lobes categories for Virtual TrekCon 5, because we filled out some of them, we've added some, and now there are a few left. So we're going to be, we'll see if we have enough time for that kind of fun. We'll see. But first, we got to get into the serious stuff with Melissa Longo.
Hi there, folks. Check out my cool shirt.
That's very
Hence
cool.
Picard, hence Picard.
Mhm.
You know?
That is a gorgeous shirt. What color is that? What do they call that? Like plum or something?
Maroon is what it said in the ordering process.
I've heard of it. So you can get that shirt, your very own Riza and Chill shirt, at the Star Trek and Chill online store at the link in the description box below. Just click on that and get your very own shirt, maroon or any color that you'd like, any size as well. You can also get the shirt that our good friend Jenny R. Johnson is wearing today. Hey, Jenny.
Oh,
Whoa.
it's a family shirt. The Ferengi family in color black.
That is a very apropos shirt to be wearing today, because we're also going to be talking about which Deep Space Nine characters will be featured in this week's Lower Decks episode.
So cool.
Remember, last year we had a Deep Space Nine episode, and now we've got another Deep Space Nine type episode that everybody is excited about.
That's basically
So,
like a year to the week, or
I know.
plus, I think it's
Oh,
maybe
geez, yeah.
plus 1 week, but yeah.
Feels
All my
like it's.
memories came flooding on Facebook.
So we'll definitely be covering that preview. Everybody in the live chat, if you know the characters that are in this week's episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, go ahead and say so now, because it's all over the previews. It's all over the trailers. But have you seen them yet? Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel's here.
I am super excited for Lower Decks this week.
Yeah, me too.
Why?
Too.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the name of the episode says it all.
Okay. It's Parth Ferengi's Heart Place, right?
Something like, I mean, I don't really understand the reference.
I
But
do.
it has
That's why I
Ferengi in it.
pronounced Ferengi like Ferengi's.
Oh.
Everybody in the live chat, let us know in the comments below. Do you know what that reference is? Parth Ferengi's Heart Place. That's what this week's episode is called, I believe. Let me check and make
I mean,
sure.
I've heard that phrasing before, but I just don't know what it's from.
Yep. Parth Ferengi's Heart Place. Why does he keep saying Ferengi's instead of Ferengi? You'll notice it's not going to be Ferengis. Well, I guess it's not plural. It's possessive. So yeah, apostrophe S does work. Anyway.
Start with that.
There. Kind of.
All right. Hello to Admiral, Lucia, Dave Gregory, Fran Iverson. Hi, Chuck A. The Matt Boardman is here. The Matt Boardman made this cool graphic. Thanks very much for doing that.
He nailed it.
And we should say photo credit goes to Marina Kravchuk.
That's also in the description box.
Yes.
She just took this picture last night, right?
Yeah, they're so cute.
They really are.
I love how much they love each other.
So
They've been like spotted all over New York together this week too. They went to the Met.
Yes, I
Met
saw.
Gala opening together. Like, I mean, they were
So
in pictures
cute.
together. It was so cute.
They're so cute.
Love
By the way, everybody.
Oh my
Aw,
gosh,
look at
That's
this.
so cute.
Little friends.
That's Darmok Picard, I think, right?
It is Darmok Picard.
them. Before he
Those
lost
little
his
heels.
jacket.
I know.
I like Dharma Picard.
I know.
What episode of Whoopi is that? When was she wearing that one? Let us know in the live chat if you recognize what Next Generation episode is that from, that Whoopi, Guinan, I should say. Interesting. What's up, Rico E. Anderson, Glenn Iverson? What's up, Back of the Head? That's John Orchiola of Screen Rant. Hello to May Borello and Wanda J.R. Poole. We see all of you. Welcome to the show, Pat B, Bob D, Volk, Shag 840. All right, let's just get into it. So there's a lot of people and they're like, are you guys going to talk about Star Trek? Yep. Oh, my name's Ryan T. Husk.
Oh, yeah.
I talk about Star Trek and sports. We should have a poll to find out which one they want to cover. First things first. Here is a tweet from trekmovie.com. Check this out. Trekmovie.com says, at tonight's event for Sir Pat Stew's memoir with moderator Whoopi Goldberg. So here they are. Look at that beautiful thing. Water.
Everybody's space is really classy. I think they actually like, at least one of their theaters is called the Leonard Nimoy stage.
Oh, really?
I believe like Voyager documentary. One of the like 455 documentaries had an event there before.
Guess I should know that.
Okay, and I'll also say I didn't go. I got off the wait list like an hour and a half before it started for standing room only. And then I was just like, I'm 5'4". I'm not going to be able to see anything. And also I'll probably faint from like loving them so much. So it's better if I would have to be seated, I think, if I went. So.
Yeah, it's got to be rough to be 5'4" in heels. So anyway. Are you really 5'4"? I thought you were like 5'4". Here is another tweet from Trek Movie along those lines. And that's when Sir Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg were cool shoes, comfortable. And it says Star Trek TNG reunion. I love that. It's a two-person reunion.
Sir Pat has cool shoes too.
He does.
Yeah,
I kept looking at them.
So cute. And if you go to like Patrick Stewart's Instagram, it lists like the full tour dates and who's moderating in every city, because every city is different. And of note, the last stop is LA, and LeVar Burton is the moderator for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have
awesome.
guest moderators for all of them.
Yeah, for each city.
And
And
here
this was
that
the first
is
stop.
here that is now. They should sponsor us. New York moderators Whoopi Goldberg, Philadelphia Michael Solomonov. I hope I'm saying that right. Washington D.C. Ari Shapiro, Cincinnati Lucy May, Boulder Colorado Tim Orr, San Francisco Alexis Madrigal, and Los Angeles. You heard it here first. Well, probably not. LeVar Burton.
I heard those tickets were going like black market for $400. I don't know if that's true. But
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds.
They're like on wait lists for any of them. Make sure you sign up because I know other people who got off wait lists.
Oh, awesome.
Like within a couple days up to right before also.
Wow.
$400 to hear
Well-
somebody talk about their book that they're trying to sell.
I don't know if that was
It's probably gonna be
primary ticket.
super good.
Well, first of all, the book's included.
Yes.
But I mean, in New York,
Okay.
it ranged like 50 to I think 95 or something. And then which was like super reasonable to see these two icons, and you never know like if they'll be together again on stage. And then so and then if you're 30 or under, it was like $30.
Well, the reason I asked that question is because we do have Marina Kravchuk joining us later today, who was at this event, and she's going to tell us it was worth whatever the price was and why. She's going to tell us the boots on the ground information of how cool it was and all the little secret tidbits they talked about. Did you guys hear anything about it? Did they reveal anything?
I'll let her talk about like some of the reveals. And then I know he did that big time interview, and that's getting written up by everywhere in different chunks. And Variety was just reporting how Ian McKellen told him not to do Star Trek and like he should be focusing on theater. And but anyway, the audio of the book just came out today. So I'm buying that later. And it's actually like read by Patrick Stewart.
I'm so excited.
I mean, it's going to be
I
in
know
LA.
we talked a lot
so
about
that's
his
something.
childhood.
Yeah.
So he
That's
must
really
have
cool.
been born in 1940. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
1940.
it was
40,
Yeah.
41.
Because I believe he was 47 when TNG started in 1987. So he
Right.
was probably born in 40.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was.
during World War II. Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know Melissa and I are doing math that we don't like right now.
I know. He's only 1 year older than my dad.
Yeah, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking 47 was. I was like, that doesn't check. I don't understand that math. Yeah, we got to change the subject. I don't like the way this math is going now.
But the thing is it's crazy how different age was in the 80s than it is now.
Absolutely.
47 looks very different nowadays than it did back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Living through your
Pulaski
and do that
is
to
a
you.
great example. Yeah.
Was Pulaski 47?
She was 49 or 50, maybe 51. Oh yeah. She was just
When
a
I
normal
was a
adult.
kid, I thought she was 1,000.
I know. It's
Right?
crazy.
Yeah.
And then on that episode where she gets old, I'm like, what are you doing to this poor lady? Like,
Yeah.
she's already, wow. But yeah, and it's true.
Yeah.
And then I remember thinking Picard was super old too. And then I'm like, oh, he's only 47.
Wow.
Life is weird.
Yeah.
Right
Mhm.
now, I'm going to check in on the live chat just to forget. Admiral says, this just in, Patrick Stewart is Jenny's dad. You lucky.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
because
are
I
you-
love Jenny's dad.
It's true.
He's so cute on Facebook.
Are you
And
able
in
to
our live
share,
chat sometimes.
Jenny, what your
Mhm.
dad did recently
Yeah.
and
Which
signed?
might- Wait, yeah. I got a mysterious benefactor dropped out of the sky, or the Twitterverse, and said, you know how you have all 6 of the crew except for Patrick Stewart on your I'm not saying this very well, on your painting of the All Good Things poker game. I can get you that 7th signature. And
And
it happened.
So that is a print of
Yeah.
your painting that you
Yes.
made, and you got 6 out of the 7 to
Mhm.
sign it. And then you now got
Yeah.
the 7th person, who was Patrick Stewart. The final piece was a
Mhm.
very, very big and important piece, and you've got all 7 there now.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
And
I
I was
watched
able
videos of
to.
him like signing all day today. That's
Right?
it. That's the
Yeah.
autograph.
Yeah. I know. Anyway, so my life is basically complete at this point.
That's incredible. And that's
Yeah.
going up on eBay on auction. What day is that?
Never in a million years.
Oh my That is
I will be
incredible.
buried with this.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. Oh yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I know. It was, yeah.
So anyway, look, the point is, everybody, if we continue on to social media, there was another big, incredible captain-like moment that happened yesterday. And we will let his son tell you, TV son, tell you what that momentous occasion was. Sirach Lofton on Twitter tweets, "Happy birthday, Avery. Hashtag best TV dad ever." And 6,741 people gave that a nice little heart, 560 retweets. So everybody go over to Sirach Lofton's Twitter, give it some love. We want, well, because really that love is going to Mr. Avery Brooks, who we love the shit out of. He just turned 75 and we want another 75 out of him.
How cute is that picture?
He was trending yesterday. Cute. I know, that picture's amazing.
Avery was trending. Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing. Avery should always trend.
Agreed.
But there were a lot of happy birthday wishes yesterday. They were just everywhere. Very happy about that. And then in the comments, everybody's saying, "Happy birthday, Emissary, the greatest TV father-son relationship of all time. Happy birthday, Mr. Avery Brooks. You are loved, admired, respected." There's so much good stuff. So go over there, go over to Sirach Lofton's Twitter account and just make yourself feel good by reading all those replies.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate feel good tweet comment section.
It is.
Which everybody can use.
Wow, 75 though. Okay.
I know, we're doing that math again.
I know. One Trek fan, our good friend, One Trek fan says, "I so wish Avery would come back to STLB." Do you guys ever think that's going to happen?
Well, first I would love him to be on Seventh Rule.
Yes.
That would be
We'll do baby steps.
Shoot. It's too late to do it for his birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
But not for the Cisco Day.
I know. That's in May 22nd, everybody. The Cisco Day. Check it out. You will experience something you have never experienced before on the Cisco Day, May 22nd, 2024. Anyway, back to Avery Brooks. What were you saying, Jenny?
He's wonderful. He's an enigma. He is an icon. And we love him.
You know, speaking of the Cisco Day, though, I know we mentioned this before, but we did the Cisco Day. For anybody that doesn't know, it was May 22nd. It was the first day that he set foot on Deep Space Nine. This was translated from Stardate and then brought back, you know, it was a May 22nd. And so we just celebrated May 22nd as the Cisco Day with Virtual TrekCon and the Seventh Rule. And Avery Brooks was made aware of this. He was very happy and very surprised. He read everything that people had to say on the Cisco wall, and it was a very positive reaction from him.
That's awesome.
And that just makes me very happy. All right. Another news item very quickly, and we'll cover the Picard stuff more a bit later because Marina Kravchuk will be coming here to tell us all about it. But here's another fun thing. This is a tweet from the Star Trek Prodigy writers'
this Twitter
room.
account is everything. They're so
my
good.
God.
It says, "Sometimes you wake up in an old school kind of mood," and it's a GIF or GIF with with Kirk in a Prodigy uniform saying, "Beam me up, Murph." It's very confusing.
But that very like classic TAS crooked badge.
Yeah.
So good. And his muscles showing through. It's so good.
I like that Anne-Marie focused in on the muscles.
Those arms. I've been watching so much TOS lately. They just like always draw your attention there by like ripping his shirt there, or having him in a harness without a shirt on.
Okay.
Wow.
Anne-Marie, you notoriously
Yeah.
have a very big crush on Captain Kirk slash William Shatner. I don't know which one you like more, Kirk or Shatner. Kirk. Which Kirk do you like best? Like season 1 Kirk, Wrath of Khan Kirk, Generations Kirk? What's the best iteration? Perm Kirk?
TOS. All of them.
Okay. Mirror Universe Kirk?
No, maybe not him. He's too aggressive. He's aggressive. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, the Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room, they always have great tweets. Definitely give them a follow, support them, and remember,
stay on their account for a minute and I had sent it to you after I sent you the main email, so maybe you didn't get on your like tabs, but they did this amazing pizza retweet.
No, I did not see that, but check this out. Before we do that, here's another tweet by them, because they do their pizza parties there, the Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room. That's why the 7th rule, as you know, when we go to STLV, we have our special secret Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room inspired pizza parties. Amazing. And this last year at STLV in August, we had the Star Trek Prodigy writers joining us for the Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room inspired pizza party.
So meta.
So here we go. This says, like, comment, retweet if you'd like to see more Star Trek Prodigy crossovers with other shows.
Dude, I have to say that like very short Trek that came out last week that Aaron Wilkie did when the Prodigy gang showed up in it, it just felt so exciting. Like, I know I love them, but I wasn't prepared for how like exciting it would be to see them back on the screen and with the other guys.
Part of everything.
Yes, I was like, that's where they belong. Sulu's side eye.
And Sulu's got some muscles bulging out too. Like that.
They all do.
He's got a good bosom. So yes, our job is to do as they say.
As we're told. Anything.
There we go.
Star Trek Prodigy. Oh, good job.
It says repost instead of retweet, but I guess that's close enough. So here they are, 12,600 followers. So make sure you add to that number. Where's this pizza? Whoa, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, check this out.
Wow.
I know.
Tell us what we're looking at, Anne-Marie, for the people listening in.
Okay, so in one of the episodes of Prodigy, I want to say it's episode 11, it says in the tweet, they mention like chicken pesto pizza. So this super fan has like made a recipe who does like different genre recipes. She's made this recipe to help kick off the release of Prodigy on Blu-ray and DVD, like second part of season 1. I mean, that's a deep cut and I love it.
That's incredible.
That parsley on it?
Presentation is really
basil.
good.
Or basil, yeah.
Basil. Yeah, basil.
Basil.
Where you are in the world.
Like, that's such a good pizza tray.
It is.
Perfect.
It's cute.
And I just love that the writers' room picked that up because they're so into pizza just in general.
It says ship chicken pesto pizza recipe.
Because at first I thought this was a tweet about Bob's Burgers because of Jimmy Pesto. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, I'm looking at Star Trek.
Oh, so it's Ramona Cruz Peters who did this, right? And her tweet says, ship chicken pesto pizza inspired by Star Trek Prodigy season 1 episodes 11 through 20, now available on DVD. Awesome. Ready to take your cooking skills to the next level? check out this awesome recipe to join the fun. You can just
I
click
was
on
like,
that
let
and
me
check it
just
out.
follow her on Twitter. This is super fun.
Cool. Looks good. Actually, 75% of us are vegetarian here.
That
So,
is true. We're like,
so
just the chicken.
we could do vegan chicken, right?
Exactly.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms is like as exotic as I go, but I love it in theory.
Let's see. So Glenn Iverson says it's a Rathbone pizza. It's loaded with basil. Only old people will get that reference. Allison Leach Hyde, see you later. Thanks for joining in the fun. She says she's got to go eat dinner. I guess that pizza thing reminded me of that. All right.
Whoa.
And oh, this is funny. One Trek fan says, Glenn Iverson, I get that reference. Does that mean I'm old? And Glenn Iverson says, I was raised never to answer questions like that.
Oh,
Like, is that like
good
Adventures
job,
or
Fran.
something?
Good job.
Yeah. Well done. Smart.
Yeah.
Ew, what is going on? I don't know what's happened in the live chat, but Peter C just said anchovies.
Ooh, that's
Thumbs
some Ninja
down.
Turtles.
Thumbs down. We need a
Thumbs down.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
want pizza now.
oh, awesome. Hi, Mom.
hi, Mom.
Oh, yay.
Hi, Mom.
Marianne Siegel in the live chat.
We got it. I knew it was Sherlock Holmes. Oh,
Anne-Marie, what's your favorite pizza topping?
cheese.
Mm.
It's super boring. I like to make sure I can taste the like essence of the crust for the most part.
I don't like too much sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Okay, we've got a poll in the live chat. We're about to move on, everybody, but we had to
Okay.
do this. The question is anchovies on pizza. The possible answers are barf or yum.
There's
think
only
Barf's
one
gonna win.
answer. Only
Yeah,
one right
I think
answer
Barf's
to
gonna
that.
win.
Mhm.
One time I went to a pizza parlor that when I moved to North Hollywood always looked so good. Just the name. Sometimes they can just get you with a name and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I want that so bad. And then finally I decided to treat myself. I went with a friend. I'm like, all right, I'm going to eat at this place for the first time. And I got like tomatoes on it and olives, and I was like, ooh, do you have artichoke hearts? And the lady said,
Ooh,
yes, we
yeah.
do. And I was like,
Mm.
throw some artichoke hearts on there.
Oh,
That
no.
sounds delicious. And they, waited kind of a while. Finally, my pizza's dropped off in front of me. And I was like, who threw up on my pizza? This
Ew.
thing stinks.
Ew.
I guess she had never heard of artichoke hearts and just assumed I meant anchovies. And so there was just a plate
no.
of sizzling anchovies in front of my face. And then when I went to bring it back and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I asked for artichoke hearts. And then the manager was like, oh, we don't have artichoke hearts. And I was like, okay. And anyway, it was just this weird thing where he kind of just expected me to eat it. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to eat this. I don't know what you want to do about this, but I'm not going to. Anyway, that was I felt bad because I was super excited to go eat there. And then I ended up being sad.
That's terrible. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing better. There's nothing better than good pizza, but there's also nothing as disappointing as bad pizza.
Parking tickets too.
Those are pretty
On pizza. Anyway, well, let's move on, everybody. We do love the Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room. Make sure you are following them. Always a good time with those guys.
Mhm.
All right, so let's go over to our friends at trekmovie.com for more news. These guys are our buddies. This one is entitled Patrick Stewart had a very different ending in mind for Star Trek Picard. The final scene for Jean-Luc Picard in the series finale of Star Trek Picard was an homage to the final scene of Star Trek The Next Generation. as evidenced by Jenny R. Johnson's painting that you can get at jennyrjohnsonart.com. And did I get that right?
jennyrjohnson.com.
jennyrjohnson.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
It continues. However, Sir Patrick Stewart had a very different and very personal idea for how Picard should end. What was that ending, Anne-Marie?
So basically, it's like you hear a voice calling to him, like something like I'm like forgetting the exact words. Something about you just hear her say Jean-Luc, and it's like, yeah, I was like, is it dinner? I was like,
supper is ready.
Yeah.
And
he wanted his wife to voice the woman.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Well, and maybe like you couldn't tell exactly who it was, and people weren't happy with how like you just didn't know how things ended with Laris. I guess in my mind, like there was no question that he wasn't ending with a happy ending, and I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
Well, let's that was confusing. let me get it straight from the horse's mouth. So Patrick Stewart reveals that he had a different ending in mind. Quote, this is Patrick Stewart quoting or being quoted. It says, "The third season came off magnificently, but its final scene in which the reunited crew is gathered around a table with drinks, sharing a toast, is not how it was originally supposed to end. I had a different idea, which I brought to the writers a few months before we wrapped the series. What I'd like to see at the end of the show," I told them, "is a content Jean-Luc. I want to see Picard perfectly at ease with his situation, not anxious, not in a frenzy, not depressed. And I think this means that there is a wife in the picture. You see, the line between Jean-Luc and me has grown ever more blurred. If I have found true love, shouldn't he?" The writers came up with a lovely scene. It is dusk at Jean-Luc's vineyard. His back is to us as he takes in the view, his dog at his side. Then, off screen, a woman's loving voice is heard. "Jean-Luc, supper's ready." Is it Beverly Crusher's voice? Laris's? Vash? Someone we don't know? Loaxana Troy? It isn't made clear, but Sonny was set to record the lines. By the way, everybody, I added Vash and Loaxana Troy. Everybody listening in, that was not part of the quote.
That's so cute. His actual wife was going to do it.
Well, and my favorite part was that he said that the line between him and Jean-Luc have grown blurred. And since he has found true love, why shouldn't Jean-Luc? And I just thought that was so sweet. Patrick Stewart's a romantic. He's so sweet.
Yeah. It's nice that he is so happy in his own life that is just spilling over, that he's just, I think that's really lovely.
Actually, I had an update on this from Mohammed, who is like going to dinner, and he goes, "Hey, Patrick Stewart's on NPR giving an interview right now." And he said like his amazing takeaway from like listening to it while he was getting ready. Playing Jean-Luc gave him a better idea of how to be a better person. It's so
that's so cool.
I love hearing him so content with his work that like made us so happy and makes us so happy. It's great he shares that.
Yeah.
I think that's cute about supper's ready, but I think it would have been even cuter if she went, "Jean-Luc, fucking hungry." And you go, "Oh, right away. I'll make, what do you want? Taco night? I'll make tacos."
Exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't just get to chill outside with a dog until dinner. What if he wants to make some?
Yeah.
Does he
Someone
cook?
already replicated his breakfast for years.
It's true.
I don't remember him ever cooking much.
No. Nobody cooked on TNG, just Riker and those eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs.
So speaking of which, we've got an update.
When she did that Irish, Irish delicacy.
Yes.
We've got an update on the anchovies on pizza. 73% of the people said barf. So let's just leave it at that. Leave the anchovies. off the pizzas, leave them in the ocean.
Mhm.
Let's move on from that. They just don't even smell good, do they? Okay.
We can get our omega-3s elsewhere.
Yes.
You know, one time I bought omega-3s
Mhm.
and, you know, because as a vegetarian, you want to always like supplement,
Mhm.
you know, your diet because there are some things that you may be missing. You know, I'll eat black licorice instead of bone broth or whatever. I don't know. So the point is, I got these omega-3s and I grabbed them and I popped a couple in my mouth and I was like, this tastes like fish skin.
Oh, they were the fish ones.
And I didn't even I was so dumb. And I was like, wait a second. I look at the ingredients, it's made out of fish oil or something like that. I was like, I guess I should learn stuff. So anyway, now I just get vegan ones. And because you can get it out of like the vegan ones are out of like algae or something like that. Yeah.
You've just reminded me that my omega-3s have been sitting on my counter for a month and I haven't taken them.
Oh, you should.
I know. They're good for my brain.
Our sponsor today
Nice.
is Oveja 3, omega-3 vegan vitamins. Get yours today.
Mine are in the kitchen.
Yeah. If you like vitamins that don't taste like fish skin,
Mm.
try Oveja 3. Anyway, so moving on from that, that's really cool.
Skin.
That's really cool, but I'm happy with the ending we had to Picard.
Yes.
Are you guys?
Me too. Because I feel like that contentment was very well translated. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
like
really
he
felt
was.
like everybody was.
Yeah.
It felt,
I agree.
I mean, it was a little, for me, it was a little less content. It was, or at least more than, it felt joyous to me, but that was just the feeling that I received. Maybe that wasn't necessarily what, you know, they were conveying, but for me, it just felt joyous.
It did.
I was just like,
He was
this
grinning.
Oh, it was so sweet and so happy and so freaking cute. And I just wanted them to do that forever. And I'm so glad that it ended with them also happy, because in that way I could just always forever just picture them.
I know.
Playing and Brent Spiner saying silly, sarcastic things, but they're muted. You know, we can't hear them. So they have to just, and then Worf getting frustrated. Oh, I fold.
So good.
Oh my gosh. I love
It's
Worf.
the cutest.
I love Worf. But yes, I love that last final scene where I think, yes. That was, I think content is a good word for that too.
Yeah.
There's Brent's nose.
That's amazing.
That's all they got. They got everybody in the picture.
Oh my
And
god.
just Brent's nose. That's so rude. Like everybody else is.
And look how much of Michael's head too. It's like they definitely could have shoved it up.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
Rude.
poor Brent. Poor Brent.
Anyway, so here is
You want to go to the Roe Laren one next?
oh, okay. I was gonna do this. Yeah, we've got another Picard one, but sure. Here it is, screenrant.com. Let's see. Oh, our good buddy John Orchiola. It's also Picard related here. This one is entitled, Did Roe Laren Survive Picard Season 3? Star Trek production designer hints it's possible. What, Anne-Marie Siegel?
Okay, and get ready for all this evidence that actually makes me believe it is true.
Amazing.
Although I already believe that anyway, because everybody's always saved at the last minute. Okay, so if you scroll down, it's first hinted at by Dave Blass in a tweet.
Well, the summary here says, Commander Roe Laren's survival in Star Trek Picard Season 3 is hinted by the show's production designer, David Blass. A cryptic tweet from Blass suggests that Roe may have been beamed aboard the USS Schrodinger
Hilarious.
before her shuttle exploded, which has probably happened 1,000 times, right?
Mhm.
While her survival was not confirmed on the show, the possibility of Roe Laren being alive leaves room for future exploration in a potential spin-off series, Star Trek Legacy.
But let me show you you can see Dave Blass's, where it seems to me he's like implying that if you look carefully, you can see like a beam or something happening. But Terry Metalis then weighs in, and his like tweet is very, in my mind, that confirms that she is alive. And he includes
Terry
them in the
Metalis
article.
also tweets.
What did he say?
I don't see
Hey,
that
the
tweet here.
suspense.
Well, anyway, Fleet Admiral Sherwood tweets and says, rumor has it that she was beamed aboard the Intrepid at the last second. Intrepid, that's another option. Held for questioning in the dungeons. The Scorch 1701 made this, and we say she's alive until proven otherwise. And here
Fleet
is
Admiral in Cupid.
here is that image. Check this out. Roe Laren lives.
That's
We'll
awesome.
see.
We love the Scorch. Or I love the Scorch.
Oh, look at that. Liz Kloskowski is tweeting our good buddy John Orchiola in this one.
Wow.
There he is at STLV with Terry
Yay!
Metalis. So look,
A gym.
everybody.
His shirt.
Maybe it like loads differently on a phone.
About to hit the
gym.
It says about to hit the gym, everybody listening in, and it's a Gorn because the Gorn is going to hit Jim Kirk. It's spelled
incredible.
J-I-M. So look, everybody, we do have our friend joining us in just a second here.
Awesome.
So I'm
Her
just
name
going to
is-
say really fast that Terry Metalis tweet said that they had planned to do a scene where you see Roe Laren and the real Tuvok in a dungeon on like the USS Intrepid or something. So in my mind, if they're going to film the
Yes.
scene and it get caught, that's
Yep.
in my mind, that's basically canon.
That's true, because we're still waiting for to find out about the real Tuvok, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And major shout out to Dave Blass, who has been on a like interview, like
Yes.
he's been everywhere lately.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And all of his interviews are so good.
Wonder if
Speaking of
there's
someone
more.
who's been everywhere lately, oh my gosh, Marina
Yeah.
Kravchuk.
Right?
Well, she's joined us here, but she hasn't turned on her microphone or her video yet. So she's just making us wait. She's building up the suspense here because she's going to tell us about this
She's so
event.
hardcore. She left for work today at 5 a.m. after being in Manhattan last night for this amazing Star Trek event.
Oh my God.
And then is nice enough to be like, okay, I'll come tell everybody about how wonderful it was. Like, what a hero of the Star Trek people.
So we've got this other article here. Actually, this is also screenrant.com, Mr. John Orchiola. It says, Young Picard, Patrick Stewart on who can play Jean-Luc in the possible Star Trek TNG prequel. What?
Well, I'm just
Is
gonna,
this a thing?
this is a little bit like, I'm just gonna tell you that it's sweet because he's talking about his son, but then his son is 57, so it wouldn't really be like that really of a prequel. And then like John kind of mentioned some of the other actors who played like in Rascals and stuff. But famously, Daniel was his son in The Inner Light and is an amazing actor in his own right. He was in Blunt Talk too with his dad.
Oh, was he?
So
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah, the summary is Patrick Stewart believes that a prequel to Star Trek The Next Generation featuring a younger Jean-Luc Picard is highly likely to happen in the future. Highly likely? Oh, did not expect that.
Yeah.
He mentions that he already has a son who could potentially take on the role of younger Jean-Luc Picard, praising him as a talented actor. Stewart's new memoir, Making It So, covers his life story and successful career. including his roles in the X-Men and Star Trek franchises. So what's his reason for thinking that it's highly likely? Does he know
really
something?
Sure. Maybe just everybody's doing prequels. Hi, Marina.
Hi. It looks like
Hi.
the technology is all against me. I had an update on my Zoom, and then I couldn't hear or see anyone.
Oh, no.
And apparently you could only see a picture of me. So I don't know what's going on there, but here I am.
Section 31.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
they don't want that information coming out. Well, Marina, we're just finishing up on this article about Captain Picard, and his quote is, he says, in reference to a Star Trek The Next Generation reboot or remake or prequel, he says, it will happen, I'm sure. I mean, I already have a son, and who knows what's going to happen to him. He could become the next Jean-Luc. He's a wonderful actor. How is he sure that a prequel is going to happen? What has he heard that we don't know?
I don't think so. I mean, if you read it, this is quoted from a very nice article from Wired, which I actually happen to have read about 2 hours ago. And it sounds like there's nothing definite. He actually says that elsewhere in the interview, but he has expressed the opinion of that he would like to reprise Picard one way or another somewhere. And so he kind of let know powers that be. I mean, he doesn't name names who he spoke to, that he would like to do it again. So why not? I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things where it's like Dave Glass, don't quote me. It's all hypothetical. So I'm sure it's sort of in the same vein.
I don't know. When he says, I'm sure, that's when I start going, wait.
It's because
sure?
I don't think it's
source article is like a little bit. It's not.
I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's. I'm sure in the sense of he knows something. It's more of a being sure that they're not going to leave Picard, the character, alone. We're going to have probably multiple Picards at some point, like we have multiple Spocks now.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the point is, Marina Kravchuk, thank you so much for jumping on last minute with us. Please tell us what we all missed at New York City or in New York City at this event with Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg.
It was lovely. They didn't announce Whoopi until literally we're talking about within the last 2 weeks or so, where her picture just showed up online, and then of course Sir Patrick actually, or rather his social media, posted the whole list of all the people who are going to be hosting his author events. So this was basically, I suppose it qualifies as a book launch because this is the first one. It's a day before the actual book release. And it was lovely. It wasn't very long. It was almost exactly an hour-long event. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, because obviously there's not enough time to have a heavy-duty discussion. Nevertheless, they touched upon all the main things that are of importance to him. So, especially speaking about his family, his mother, his father, and then a little bit of Star Trek. Specifically, I mean, if you must know, even though it's not going to be something new, this has come up as stories and discussions previously during conventions and interviews. Basically, Whoopi got him to recount this whole thing, how uptight and strict he was in the beginning, and how the rest of the TNG cast was responsible for getting him loose. And he recounted the whole story of getting them all together and saying, this is serious business. We're not here to have fun. And so you must have heard this story before because, that's well, he used to like to tell it during the conventions. He doesn't really do this kind of appearances anymore, unfortunately. And then, of course, Whoopi on her own end talked about the importance of Lieutenant Uhura. Yeah, because she is a sci-fi fan herself. She's a big fan of the original series, and obviously the importance of representation. And then there was a little bit of everything. They tried to incorporate some questions from the fans. They actually sent out a link to a Google Doc form where people could submit the questions ahead of time. But there was, again, we're talking about limits of time. They could only get in maybe 4 or 5 questions, and they were more of a, what do you prefer more, the screen or the stage? And obviously in his case it's stage, having that he's been a theater actor for a much longer time than television and film. His favorite role. And again, that's not exactly a surprise, Macbeth. So they touched on like all the little things, and of course, he's super excited. Like you could see he's almost like nervous energy. Like he can't believe that here's the book and I wrote it and here it is.
So cool.
The fun piece of trivia. So he did record the audio version of this. It took 41 sessions to record it. So I mean, I suppose it's one of those things where he actually admitted, he said it's his story, it's his voice, he wanted things presented a specific way. So he kept going. He's like, sometimes it would be like a single paragraph and be like, okay, the tone was not right, I need to do it again.
Amazing.
And so that's why it took 41 sessions to do the whole thing.
Oh, I'm so happy to reading it. It's just amazing.
Me too.
The entire memoir? Wow.
Which is thick.
Yeah, that's awesome. That space.
To hear it.
Is it a pretty intimate space? How big is that theater?
Yeah. I don't know on top of my head how many seats there are, but Symphony Space is a lovely theater.
Nice.
It's been recently renovated, I think, because it feels, everything is nice and clean. I know they definitely upgraded their ventilation and air conditioning because it's very comfortable. Yeah. And I've been there before. It's a perfect place for specifically this type of events when you have talks or poetry recitals, something musical where you don't need necessarily a huge crowd. So as you said, it's a very intimate venue. It's lovely. I mean, it would be ideal to actually, because they do have a backstage door, to kind of like maybe have a little meet and greet, but it practically never happens now, especially these days with, post-pandemic.
Yeah.
And he's traveling to like a city a day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he's already in Philly today.
I think he's either today or tomorrow. He's supposed to be in Philadelphia, and he's taking a train, so he's not being transported by car, or he's not flying. And he sounded so excited about this whole thing. He's like, I love trains. He's like, I'm going to Philadelphia on a train. Like a little boy.
So
I miss trains. Trains are amazing. If you've ever just traveled around by train, especially like if you ever go to outside of this country where train systems are amazing, it's just so beautiful. You're just sitting there hanging out. You're seeing the countryside of wherever you happen to be, and you could work on your
Gregory
computer.
is like the king of that. He'll do like cross-country train travel and do these amazing pictures. But
that's awesome.
The thing I forgot to mention too was that when I got called to like get the offer for standing room, it was like this really sweet British woman, and she was like, "I don't get too excited standing room, but we have an opportunity for that." And she told me like the details. I just couldn't make it. And then she's like, "Well, I'll tell Patrick that you just didn't have time for him."
That's amazing.
So, but waitlisting actually worked.
I'll got a ticket for it.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, I can't speak for other venues. I think everything is sold out. New York one, we're talking literally a matter of 2 or 3 hours, and the tickets were just gone. But they did open a wait list, and there were apparently some sort of like almost last moment cancellations. One of my friends, Jamal, actually managed to get the ticket this way. So
I actually joined the wait list in the afternoon yesterday, and I got a call.
Oh wow!
If you're thinking of trying wait lists, definitely do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't. I don't know. Perhaps people didn't say that. Oh, let somebody else use the ticket, because there were several empty seats that were very apparent. I mean, the place was sold out. It was very full, but there were a couple of empty ones. So nobody made it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait,
Having said that, it was delightful to sit in the crowd, and there was a whole lot of local New York Trek fans that we usually have our gathering. So it was like a lot of hugs and kisses, and it was just delightful to see everyone. And my friend Amy was there, my friend Lori was there, and it's like we're having almost like a Trek gathering to celebrate Sir Patrick right there.
That's so special.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like it's your own little miniature convention. You've got, they were calling it a TNG reunion, which is a bit, kind of a lofty thing to call it when it's 2 people, but we'll take it. But you're also getting like a reunion of your Star Trek buddies, right? I mean, Marina, did you see a bunch of people you knew, or did it feel like a little convention event to you? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It was like we spent, whatever time we had before the event started, just kind of like, hugs and doing selfies. And then, it was probably I'm trying to think how many people was there, about 10, 12 people that I know. And
cool.
we got to hang out a little bit, and it was a lovely event, just generally, like anytime you have something like this happening in the city, it's a perfect opportunity to get together and just celebrate this particular whatever is going on, and just Star Trek in general. So this is delightful. I am really looking forward to reading this, because there should be quite a bit on track in the book, apparently.
Yeah.
And he's so good in that 455 Films Captain's documentary, his section where he talks about his life. And it just seems like this is such a great expansion of everything he touches on there. I can't wait to listen.
Marina, Lucia says, all the way out in Brazil, she says, I saw your selfies on Facebook. She says, she didn't say whether she liked them or not, but she does say that she saw them. So just know that. Leaf says, is there no video footage? Did they allow video, or was it one of those kind of things where they said
something about like maybe you could buy a virtual video of it?
I think that's for Los Angeles. I think they're doing a virtual.
Yeah, they did it. I mean, I recorded a little bit as they walked out on the stage, because that was just delightful to see them together. But realistically, no, for the most part, people were just taking photos. And again, this was not a very lengthy or in-depth interview necessarily. It was just basically something to get the ball rolling. And I mean, New York is a perfect place to do so.
Yeah.
And just, again, we're fans. As I mentioned, like, we've heard some of the stories, some of the things that they've talked about, but I'm sure there were people in the audience who were like, we've heard about Sir Patrick. We've heard of, obviously, most people know Whoopi. So what is this all about? So they might not, they might never have heard, whatever that, there was a wonderful thing, which again, I have personally heard before. And Whoopi specifically asked him about it. And that is something he refers to as "I don't give a damn" about. And it's basically how his approach to acting has changed through the years because when in his youth, he was incredibly stringent and inflexible in his acting technique, if you will. And then that he has to work out how to do something right and then go out and do it right. And that's not a very good way to approach it, because there has to be a degree of flexibility when you're acting. And so he's like, these days, if he does have to go on the stage, right before he goes out, he would very quietly, he would tell himself, I don't give a damn, and just walk out and, transform and act. Yeah. So it's, I'm sure there are people who kind of like listening to this for the very first time and are probably amazed at how incredible he is.
That's a good point. Like, some of these things, we've heard these stories before, or similar stories. But that's true. A lot of these people, a lot of people that, they haven't seen the Captain's documentary, or they've never been to a convention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do have an update. We do have an update, Marina, very quickly. Lucia, about your selfies. Lucia says, quote, I like them very much. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
But Jenny, were you saying something? Sorry.
Was I?
Okay.
I was thinking something. Ryan.
The way you captured the two of them at the end and clapping for each other and clapping for the audience. It was just so like heartwarming.
Yeah.
Talk about
something. There is and I'm not sure if I have words to properly describe, but again, for him, he kind of mentioned it several times that he can't believe that he's, there it is, there's an actual book and his name is on it, and it's going to be in, in the bookstores and libraries, wherever people get the books. And he's just amazed by this whole experience. Like, there's like a certain like nervousness and anxiety, a little bit of anxiety perhaps about it. And it reminded me, like, there were quite several folks that I've who've written books who come from other creative venues, where there was a similar thing when you go to their author events and you're like, okay, I suppose, like, they're not talking about their acting project, they're not doing PR. It's it's their own thing, their own life. Something that they've personally produced about themselves. So it must be a little bit nerve-wracking, because you're putting a completely different foot forward, so to speak, not professionally, but personally.
Clearly wasn't like a ghostwriter wrote it, and he's just like taking credit. Like, you can tell, like, he's like beaming with pride and spent so much time on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Incidentally, Whoopi asked him like how long did it take to write the book, and he said it took about 3 years, and primarily that long because eventually the production restarted and they were shooting Picard season 2 and 3 back to back. So at some point the book very much took back burner to everything else that was going on because there was just no time to dedicate to it. But eventually he got through with it, and here we are.
Amazing.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that he seems very proud of this book from everything that I've seen him post on social media and everything. It's something that he's very proud of, and he put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, I think. And having seen some of the pictures from when he was a kid, just little snippets of previews of the pictures in the book I'm excited for it because he's so excited about it.
And we have another update on your selfies, Marina. This is all the rage right now. Robert Kaiser out in Austria says, I haven't seen the selfies. Oh, wait, there's more. He says, I haven't seen the selfies, but they are from Marina, so they surely are great. This guy gets it.
Thank you.
You do take good
Cairo.
pictures. Also, we have an update, everybody, from our friend John Orchiola at Screen Rant.
Hey.
The very likely thing was maybe, misconstrued or, just a little different than the wording. That's not on him at all. So I get a little fixated on certain words and I'm like, very likely, but this is more like an interpretation. So don't listen to me. Just read the quotes yourself and read the article at screenrant.com and make your own interpretations. Anyway, so Marina, were there any surprises or any other things? Were there any stories they covered that you hadn't heard before?
No.
Time zero.
I suppose just like the stuff about actually writing it, the process, like the finding out that he took him three years, the fact that it took him 41 sessions to actually record the book. Next time I see Kate Mulgrew, I'm gonna ask her how long it took her to record hers, actually both of hers, because I think she's a bit more in practice, actually largely more in practice of recording. She's a prolific voice actor.
So many,
compared to Sir Patrick. But I'm just curious now. And everything else kind of pertaining to other things, because I'm a fan, it kind of came across either in reading his interviews or actually watching things online. He mentioned, for example, a program, it's a British program, Who Do You Think You Are? That they do, where they would pick an ancestor of a famous person, and I think it tends to be actors mostly, and they would do research into basically this background where sometimes going back even to medieval times and earlier.
Crazy.
But not necessarily. In case of Sir Patrick, they actually picked his father, and that's when he found out that in all likelihood his father was severely emotionally damaged and suffered from PTSD, and it's like this whole thing emotionally, and he said he wasn't even sure that he wanted to record it when he found out, but he did, and it's a wonderful program. I'm almost positive you can find it on YouTube. But kind of like, again, these sort of things were like little snippets or anything that he touched upon, I personally have heard or read before, but I'm sure that there were people who were quite fascinated to listen to him because he's 83, and it was just kind of have this gravitas and I don't want to say wisdom of the ages, but it's the man who's lived a very interesting, very full life, and he has a lot to say.
Does Whoopi call him Sir Patrick or just Patrick?
Hold on. No, I think she just says Patrick. Yeah,
I would.
I think I suspect a lot of them just probably do Sir when they want to just poke fun at him.
Can you imagine? Whoopi says, "So Patrick, tell me, call me Sir Patrick." She'd be like, "All right, this interview's over.
Yeah.
Show yourself out, pro." Well, we're gonna move on from this. That's pretty awesome. Everybody go get your tickets, even if it's standing room only, even if it's waiting list, because you're going to get in there most
Yeah,
likely, it seems. Oh, you got the book. Wait, hang on. Let's
Yeah.
spotlight that for everybody.
That was such a cool feature. How like everybody in the audience, I think most tickets came with the book included.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
everybody,
they-
like it was so cool seeing just like a sea of the books.
Oh, that is
in the
cool. Yeah.
pictures.
They even did a photo. He's like, oh, Sir Patrick would actually like to have like everybody get the books out and then just take a picture of him, with the background of everybody holding up the books. I haven't seen if they posted it or not, but that was actually a kind of a fun little
That's
thing
so
to do at the
nice.
very end. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
The Matt Boardman in the live chat says, I still need to listen to A Stitch in Time,
Me too.
written by Andrew J. Robinson, of course. He
Same.
says, I read the book when it first came out and haven't had a chance to read it again. Me too. I read it way back in the day.
Mhm.
Loved it. It's my favorite Star Trek book because I'm a nerd and I've read Star Trek books. But I have not listened to it in authentic Andy Robinson
Mhm.
voice. But
BL says, Paul, who's getting the book?
yeah, probably a lot of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Marina, we do appreciate you hopping on with us, and
Yes.
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
last
Thank you
minute
so
to
much.
tell us everything that went down.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much. My pleasure. And it was delightful. And those who are going to see him at other venues, I mean, we have quite, let's see, on top of my head, 7 or 8 locations in the United States and
Mhm.
I think 2 in UK. So enjoy. He's incredible to see always. So,
Oh,
I'm kind of like really envious of the LA one because that one's going to be by LeVar. I might actually
Mhm.
snatch the virtual one just to check out what they're going to be talking
Yeah.
about then.
Yeah.
I live
Yeah.
in LA. Melissa, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. We'll
Mhm.
see.
Hmm.
Anyway, thanks, Marina. We really appreciate
Thank
you. We
you.
hope to see you again real
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the next big thing coming up is New York
New York
Comic Con.
Comic
So who knows?
Con. Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's
exciting.
in just a week and a
It's
half,
a week
isn't
from
it?
Saturday.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Wow.
Is Star Trek Day. Yeah.
Big news is dropping.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
All right. Thanks, Marina.
All
See you
right,
soon.
thank you. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. The truth is that I don't really think there's going to be big news dropping at New York City Comic Con. I know that's conventional wisdom.
Hey. Hello.
But I sure hope so. There'll be some, because a lot of them have had to keep their mouths tightly closed
Well-
during these strikes.
That's what they said about San Diego, and then we got quite a bit of San Diego news.
Mhm.
For now,
They announced the very
they
short
probably will
treks.
announce the Discovery date. I would think.
Yeah. Maybe a trailer?
Oh, definitely Discovery trailer. Yeah, good call.
Even just a
Mhm.
teaser trailer.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Aside from
And
the-
now they can
the
have
one
the
that
writers or like Alex Kurtzman
Mhm.
back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Robert Kaiser makes a joke. He says, convention all wisdom. Yes, Ryan.
Nice.
Oh,
guy
how
makes-
fun is it hearing from Marina like firsthand? I just love that.
I know.
Yes,
That's some good
she's
on the
great.
beach reporting.
Mhm.
Lucia says Marina is the best, and she means it. But look, everybody, it's very important that we talk about some huge news coming up in 2 days. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 6 is dropping on your lap. And you're going to pick it up and just consume it because it has a couple Star Trek characters of your favorite show. See how I switched it from Y-O-R-E to
Yeah.
Y-O-U-R, but not Y-O apostrophe R-E.
I would say
Very
favorite
clever.
characters of favorite shows.
Mm-hmm. And this is a trekmovie.com article. Check this out. The episode is entitled Parth Ferengi's Heart Place. The reason I say Ferengi's is because there's a TV show called Garth Marenghi's
Marenghi's.
Dark
Garth
Place.
Marenghi's Dark Place. Yeah.
Right. So, but I don't know what Parth is. Anyway, here it is. Synopsis. The Cerritos visits the Ferengi homeworld. Okay, cool. And here they are. We've got Grand Negus Rom. We've got Lita. And we have
May
a
Hardu?
female. Yeah, we have a female May Hardu or May
Very
Hardu.
cool.
But
Yeah.
what race is May Hardu? I don't remember.
Yeah. that's a good question.
Let's look them up here.
Remember.
So how excited are you guys to see? He's a Hyperion.
Oh yeah, Hyperion
Hy-
beetle snuff.
No,
Oh,
Hyperion. Hyperion. I
Okay.
don't know. Hyperion.
I think
Kinda
you
like,
said it right the first time.
What Anne Marie's wearing, a Hyperion.
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
It's spelled H-U-P,
Oh.
Y-R-I-A-N.
Oh. Huh.
Hyperion. Like the
You're really on fire with those with the wordplay tonight.
if this is
yeah,
fire.
they
I don't
they
know.
make that's what they're famous for. Their beetle snuff.
Amazing.
So anyway, we've got Ram and Lita, and that is super exciting because those are two of our favorite characters ever.
And, Lita's
And
looking
actors.
gorgeous.
Hmm.
That's exactly it, Jenny. Chase Masterson is one of the sweetest, most wonderful, most angelic and sincere humans. She's always caring. She's always on. You know, some people they're nice, but they have bad days. They're up and down. Like, I've never seen her having a bad day. She's always extremely gracious. And Max Grodenchik is always very Max. He's an amazing guy, super fun, super friendly, super funny. How happy are you guys to see those two getting some love?
So cool.
Ecstatic.
Like, seriously.
Ecstatic. Yes, they deserve love.
Mhm.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because last year we had Kira and Quark, right?
Mhm.
Yes, and I just got a memory in my Facebook feed that was like the picture that Trek movie did, where it was like Armin and Nana and Sirach when they all talked about it on the seventh rule. And then like
Aw.
a cartoon of all their pictures in the back. It was so cute. So that was like just 53 weeks ago.
That's so cool.
Well, what I'm excited about is that we've visited Ferengi in the new iterations of Star Trek here and there, but we've never really revisited Rom and Lita after Rom became Nagus. And
Yeah.
so finally, we're getting a little bit of that. And I think, yeah, it's about time. I want to see what's happening on Ferenginar.
Definitely.
You
See
know, and
what
speaking
Mom
of
and Dad are up to.
speaking of books, everybody that reads Star Trek books, I believe there was a book series called like Star Trek Homeworlds. And
yeah.
it was like there were like 2 stories in each book. And I had one where the first half was about Garrick going back to Cardassia and rebuilding, being part of the rebuilding process. But the other part was about visiting Ferenginar and the new Grand Nagus and all that. And I remember they were saying that there are like 39 different ways of saying rain in Ferenginar because it's always raining. So
Lemoning outside.
yeah, there's all those fun words.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That's but we've never really seen all of Ferenginar, right? We've seen it in a couple episodes here and there, but we've, you know,
Like in people's houses.
yeah, like
Yeah.
cool
Like
houses.
inside the like whatever the financial capital building is. Or like, yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
And it'll be nice to see Max and Chase working again and being a part of the Star Trek
Yes.
universe
Oh
again.
my God.
Did they
Love
fly Max over from Austria for this? Or did they just set him up with like a studio in
What
Austria?
they had said like before during the pandemic is that the show would send people like boxes, like packages with all the tech they would need to set it up in their house. So I don't know.
Yeah, but that's
I know. It's
like asking somebody, just assuming that
Yes.
somebody, because sometimes you get something from even just something like IKEA and you're like, oh, this is easy. It's just a shelf.
No, I know.
And
so it's
like
a great question.
45 minutes later, I'm pulling my hair out. I'm like, I can't.
But his wife was a stage manager. So she's,
Ooh.
yeah. So she would, yeah, if they sent it to her, and Max, she would definitely be able to help him out with that.
She's like,
Shout-
Max, just make some tea. I got this. All right.
Shout out to stage managers everywhere, by the way.
Yes,
In my
exactly.
head, I like to
Mhm.
think that they recorded side by side. There's
Yeah.
just like a
Oh,
Star Trek
yeah.
couple.
Oh,
That would be cute.
okay. So let's look at a couple of these pictures really quickly to give us a
Okay.
nice preview because these are super exciting.
Only
So
if
we've
at
got
the end
these.
you promise to give a reveal of who the guests are for 7th row this week.
Okay. That's a tough promise, but okay.
Okay.
So now the first picture we described already. The second picture has the 4 lower deckers, the
Mhm.
original 4 without the 5th one, Tallinn.
Oh, and some rain on the windshield.
Look
of the
at that.
shuttle.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that
really
rain.
cool.
That's gorgeous.
Cool.
So they're obviously on Ferenginar or arriving or leaving Ferenginar. Then the next one is, oh yeah, they are arriving or saying goodbye to it because they're all in their raincoats and it's raining all over them. And they seem happy to be there. They're excited to be there. That's a nice thing. Then looks like we've got some admiral guy or captain guy
Oh my
talking to
goodness.
Carol
Two-
Freeman,
I'm
Captain
sorry.
Freeman.
And
Two
so I love
grubs.
when they host people. So they all like the 2 girls are amazing. And I love when they get out the Cerritos cheese plate
Yeah.
and have those like Delta crackers or whatever. They've had that like since season 1. It's so funny.
Look
Mhm.
at this. So it looks like they have like a Starship cheese plate
That's
or cheese
amazing.
board with rotten cheese and 2 grub maggots. There's a bug right here, it looks like. Some kind of beetle. But
That's
look at this.
awesome.
They have com badge shaped crackers or cheese or something to go with, snot and slime and
I hope they have Sluggo Cola.
I mean, those are pretty
Mhm.
hideous
It's
It's just
cheese
so
Yeah.
funny
plates.
because like anytime they're diplomats or something, they get out that like cheese board and the
Yeah.
Starfleet crackers and then like
That's
mix it
amazing.
with the delicacies. It's so funny. I just want to see like where it's stored and who washes
That's
it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a huge bowl of tube grubs.
yeah.
Huge.
Yes.
I'm like, how do you serve this?
Mhm.
Oh,
know.
here's
That's
something
food.
juicy. We've got Tendi and Rutherford talking. Okay.
Ooh.
And then here we've got Mr. Brad Boimler, who seems to be freaking out at Ransom, and Ransom going like, this guy's got stinky breath. Something he's like not very pleased about that proximity. And we've got Mariner saying something, probably sarcastic, or maybe that's not a sarcastic face. That looks like she's saying something that she's unsure of. Like, hey, I don't know. Why are you asking me all these dumb questions? That's something. And then Boimler looks concerned
The
for her.
stumble
Says,
won't
I don't,
seal
yeah.
itself.
I don't know how these stem bolts seal themselves. They just do.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That is
It's
a
so
stem
soft.
bolt in her hand.
Self-sealing stem
Self-
cells.
That's awesome.
Wow. Very cool. So we've
Mhm.
got a stem bolt. We've got Rom, and we've got Lita and Ferenginar. We've got a Hooperian.
Is it
Hooperian.
Hyperion?
It says Hooperian. I like Hooperian better
Okay, that's fun.
Mhm.
because that makes it sound cool. Anyway,
I'm excited. So who's
so
gonna be
I'm-
the guest? Or can you not reveal?
okay. So since I promised, on the 7th rule, we'll tell you when we talk about the week ahead, which is pretty much right now. So on Monday, yesterday, on the 7th rule, we released our full review of, what was it?
The Dauphin.
Oh, the
Dauphin, yeah.
Le Dauphin. So that was a fun one. Our full review. You can watch that one. Remember the one that kind of had like Ewoks and Wookiees?
and
It's
chocolate pudding and dating
Yeah.
advice.
chocolate pudding, vanilla to
Okay, that
shame.
was such a good review that I by mistake took us away in the wrong direction because I was like watching the review and in the live chat, and it was such a fun one. So highly recommend.
How did you feel about that one, Melissa?
But the live chat was so much fun.
All right. All right. I'll take it. So everybody go check that out. That full review is up and ready to go. You can enjoy that at your leisure on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Now, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, go to the Falling Tower YouTube channel and check out our Watch the First podcast, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We are doing Sci-Fi Month, science fiction in October. That's what the fans voted. Sorry, horror got second place. On Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are reviewing Foundation, the new sci-fi show on Apple TV, Foundation, with our special guest host, Melissa Longo. Melissa was the most surprised out of everybody on that one. So everybody check that out. Myself, Dr. Noor, and Melissa discuss whether we liked Foundation, whether we wore Foundation. Find out. 3 of us did out of 3. Let us know in the live chat and in the comments below if you love Foundation on Apple TV or on your face. Now on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the day that the Lower Decks episode drops.
We have to mention also really fast, tomorrow is the last very short Treks dropping at 1 p.m. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Good point. 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay, sorry.
The last one. So everybody's been clamoring about that. So definitely check out that 5th and final one, and then go back and rewatch all of them many times over. Share them with your friends. Let's see, the seventh rule, Thursday. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel and check out our review of the brand new Lower Decks episode that we just were talking about. We have 2 very special guests joining us. The first being showrunner of Lower Decks, Mr. Mike McMahon. So he's going to talk all about that episode, all about season 4, all about whether he likes anchovies. We're going to have a ton of fun together. Check that out, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel this Thursday. The second guest right after him will be the director of that episode, Mr. Brandon Williams. So it's going to be too much fun.
So fun.
Hydrate. That's the only thing I can tell you. Just hydrate ahead of time. Now on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, come right back to this channel for Star Trek and Chill. We're going to cover the rest of the Golden Lobes because we didn't have time. There was just too much news, too much information. We've got the Golden Lobes dropping everywhere in the virtual TrekCon Facebook group. So go there. If you haven't joined it yet, go there so you can vote. You can share with your friends. You can alter the course of this thing. If you want Enterprise to win like every poll, just share it in your Enterprise groups. You're allowed to do that. It's just for fun, whatever. Now, that's Star Trek and Chill. Lastly, on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time, go to the 7th Rule YouTube channel to check out our review of Pen Pals.
I love that episode.
Pen Pals.
That's so cute.
Anne-Marie, did I just hear an impression?
That's my Sarjenka.
Let's hear it.
Yes.
Are you there?
That episode is creepy.
Bring your Mike's Hard Lemonade. Oh my god, that's like what To Catch a Predator people always bring.
Oh no. Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Yes. Like notorious from that show.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
This just took a turn.
Yeah.
Well, that episode's a little weird. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Look, point is, that's our review. Help us out, Melissa. Tell us where people can find you online so we can change the subject as quickly as possible.
At Melissa Longo, Malissa on social media, and a walking art made by Melissa on the introvertedrepublic.com and Patreon.
Very good. What about you, Jenny Arg Johnson?
Jenny R. Johnson. You can find me at jennyrjohnson.com, where you can find all kinds of info and my shop. You can, which also sells print specifically of my artwork, specifically, not just like everything. And I'm on social media at Jenny R. Johnson Art, everywhere except for Twitter, where I'm Jenny R. Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, dropping the hammer there.
Yeah.
What about you, Dr. Anne Marie Siegel, aka Trekkie MD?
I am on Twitter at Anne Marie Siegel 1. And I have to say, I saw Jenny's post about the Cheers anniversary. Like, I think Cheers turned 40 or something. And I was like,
yeah,
that Norman Cliff print is so fun. That's the one I bought.
That's right.
So
yes, that's awesome.
So good.
You got
Oh my
that?
God.
Yeah, that was like the first, I bought that
Yeah.
one in VTC2 or something.
It was,
So
yeah.
fun.
I love
When we
those
met.
guys.
Oh, they're so cute. Especially because it's Deep Space Nine roots for Morn. So,
Yes. Yeah,
so special.
exactly. Mhm.
Oh, everybody, by the
Where
way,
can we find
before
you?
we go, I've got to show you a fun meme here. Oh, and by the way, everybody, my name is Ryan T. Husk, and you can find me on Twitter at Ryan TG Husk. That's at Ryan TG Husk, or Virtual Trek on the Seventh Rule, or Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but especially here on YouTube. Also, you can find us wherever you find your podcast. Just look up Virtual TrekCon. Make sure you subscribe or follow Virtual TrekCon, and you listen to everything. Give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate that. Thanks very much, and tell your friends. Check out this meme for inspiration. I think this is in the Star Trek memes Facebook group.
Oh my God.
So you've got Captain Chuck Norris being assimilated by the Borg. The Borg is like, I'm going to assimilate you. But Chuck Norris is so cool that look what happened. Chuck Norris assimilated the Borg and turned the Borg into another Chuck Norris rather than, that rascal. And look how happy
Chuck
they are
Norris.
together.
I love that.
There we are.
So happy.
Oh my gosh.
So that was dropped by Gert Blues.
Nailed it. Mhm.
Anyway, thanks, Gert. That was funny, Gert. That's it for us, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been way too much fun. I'm not sure if it was legal, so get an alibi just in case. Thank you, Faith Howell, David Gregory, John Ford, Linda Anderegg, Volk, Glenn Iverson, BL, Lucia Raz, J.R. Poole, John Ford, Robert Kaiser, May Borello, Peter C., not you, Matt Boardman. You know what you did. What about Bob 71? Thank you. Just kidding. We love you, Matt Boardman.
We
Kelsey
should also
Davis.
say that Marina Kravchuk can be found on her amazing podcast with
Yes.
Jesse Okenda, Shore Leave,
Mhm.
and also an admin for the Star Trek Experiences group that covers all things conventions.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Just
Very
taking
good.
care of everyone.
We love Marina. And thank you to Rico E. Anderson, Chris Marshall jumping in saying, hey, I'm here. I made it just in time. War Dog Heim, good to see you. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a lot of fun. Great shirts, everybody. We will see you next time. Well, I was going to say great shirts, Melissa and Jenny, but then I was like, but then that just sounds like rude to me and Anne Marie. We got great shirts too.
Yeah.
Thanks, H&M.
Hey, thank you, H&M. Look, everybody, when you want news on what Picard and Whoopi are doing and where they're going at all times, put it on the main viewer.